Good morning, everybody. This is Chris from Low Vision Technology. My co-host Haley will be along shortly, and today we have a special guest, Thomas from Doing Everything Blind. How you doing today, Thomas?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on.
Mm-hmm. Just tell everybody about what you do, who you are.
So, I'm Thomas from the YouTube channel Doing Everything Blind. I'm 30 years old. I live in Connecticut. And, well, on my channel, I do a little bit of everything. I play the keyboard. Um, I, let's see, I have guests on my channel um, and stuff like that. So, a little
Oh,
bit of
okay.
everything.
Like,
Oh,
and then here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Haley has
I
showed
am
up.
so sorry. I've been having internet problems. So I'm here.
See, that's the problems with live issues, huh?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Oh,
that
okay.
was not my fault. So
Gotta love technical glitches.
Yeah, right.
for real.
So,
Oh
Thomas,
man.
Yes, sir.
t- tell me something.
Mhm.
The what kind of programs do y'all have up there in Connecticut for visually impaired and blind individuals? As far as like
Well,
school.
we have honestly, I'll be honest, Connecticut is not a good state for services. You know,
Mm,
the Commission for the Blind doesn't show up that much. Even when you call them, they don't answer their phones. And I'm a persistent person, and I'll call someone until I get an answer. And
right.
no matter who it is, um, so and they just don't pick up their phones. It's just really poor service. I hate to say
Yeah.
it, but it's true.
They definitely need to improve on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I know like here in North Carolina, the vocational rehabilitation program I go through, I have a home counselor with me. I can email or call her. She'll get back to me ASAP.
Yeah, see, that's what I want. I want someone like that who's actually going to get back to me.
Right.
Yeah. There's stuff like that.
Have you ever had any difficulties with that, Haley?
When I was still living in North Carolina at the time, yeah. Like, because when I was trying to contact the VR counselor in Winston-Salem,
Mm-hmm.
most of the time she didn't pick. Actually, let me change that statement. She never answered the phone. So I'm like,
Oh boy.
okay. And then and then not that long after, that's when we moved up to Massachusetts. And it took a year for me to get connected with the Commission for the Blind. Why did it take a year? I don't know. Probably COVID. I don't know. But
A year?
yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. I believe COVID had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
Because
yeah.
I know here in North Carolina with the VR, the counselors could only be in their offices a limited amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, you can only be able to contact them through email and phone.
Right.
Yeah, they couldn't come out in person.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
I mean, I heard from my vocational counselor on Wednesday, but that was the first time I heard from her since COVID started. So yeah.
That does
That's been a year.
that doesn't help, does it?
No. You think I like being cooped up in the house? Not.
No, I don't either. I don't either. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
life's not just about sitting at home. I mean, come on now.
right.
No. Life's about getting out there and making friends and getting jobs and yeah.
Yep. And learning how to use our skills to be more independent.
Right. Yep.
And and how are we supposed to do that as a community if the people that we're supposed to get in contact with aren't there to help us?
Right.
It doesn't make too much sense.
No, none whatsoever.
So
Nope.
So that means Thomas, you had to go out of state to to get into a blind school, didn't you?
yes, I did. I went to Perkins School for the Blind in Watertown, Massachusetts for 10 years.
Wow.
And of course, the question I have, which no one knows the answer to, why does every single state in the U.S. don't have a blind school? I have no clue. I wish I knew.
I don't
Now,
know either.
since you went to Perkins Thomas for 10 years, that sounds pretty long.
Yeah, very long.
Did you like it? And if you did or did not, please explain why or why not.
No, I didn't like it, and the reason why is because it's 3 hours away, and it was it was extremely hard for me to be away from my family.
That's understandable. That's very
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah,
How old were you when you first started going to Perkins? Do you remember?
I was 11.
Wow.
Well, I was around the same age that you were at the time. When I first started going to the Governor Moorhead School, I went to the summer camp in 2011. That was right before I turned 12.
Oh
And then
wow.
6 days after I turned 12, that's when I went to school there.
Oh wow.
Yep.
So, but it wasn't hard for me because I wanted to try new things. I wanted to meet new people. And, I mean, my parents, they were nervous because I was 2 hours away from home. But
Right.
My dad.
I wasn't. But I wasn't, though.
My dad didn't want. My dad didn't want me to go, and my dad's side of the family didn't want me to go. Which
I can understand their reluctancy and their nervousness about you going. This what I feel like every state should have a blind school, no matter how much it costs.
Yeah. Well, it for me to go there, it cost $120,000 a year. Yep.
I'm sorry. What?
Right.
What?
120,000?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
do the math. 120,000 times 10. No, thank you.
No.
No, I'm good on that.
Yeah, neither am I. Wow.
That's why Haley. That's why I'm glad Governor Moorhead was set up the way it was. Where
It
it
was a
is.
lot of money. It was a lot of money for me to go there.
hmm
Yeah.
But did the experience going there help you at all?
Well, yeah. I mean, with learning, independent skills, yeah, it did. Yes, it did.
So if you was living on your own, could you manage it?
I've never lived on my own, so I'm not sure.
Not sure.
I don't
But you know
think.
what?
Yeah.
I think you could.
Yeah.
Yep, because I've done it.
Technically, you're doing it now, Chris.
Yeah,
Really.
True.
I haven't
Yep.
done that yet because I'm still in school, and that even if I was to live on my own, I would not be in Massachusetts. So
Right.
I would not be up there. So,
I don't blame you.
but of course I'm not there now because I'm in North Carolina for the summertime. So there's that. Thomas.
Yeah.
So you said you've been blind for your whole life, right?
No, I actually was born with I was born with both eyes. I was born with congenital glaucoma, which means I was born with glaucoma in both eyes, and so apparently my parents told me I was able to see out of both eyes when I was little, but I obviously don't remember that.
Mhm.
No.
And
No
then
one
in
would.
1994, my right eye collapsed in surgery. That's the bad news. The good news is they were able to save my left eye, and I had usable light perception for many years. But due to the eye disease, glaucoma, I lost a little light perception I had in November 2012.
Jesus.
Okay. So now you got me wondering when you said you lost your right eye. You said.
In surgery, yeah.
So when you lost your eye, do you have like a prosthetic there, or do you not have an eye at all?
No, I have my eye, but it collapsed. It collapsed in surgery.
Okay,
But I
so
still have
you
it.
physically have it, it's just not usable because
Doesn't
the
work.
muscle's not there.
Doesn't work.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
another one of my problems is my optic nerve is gone. Like not physically gone, but it's
It
shot.
doesn't. It doesn't work at all.
No.
Huh.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
that's interesting. See,
Yeah.
the thing that fascinates me, at least with like each person that I meet that's blind or visually impaired, when they say, oh yeah, I have this eye condition, and whether if someone's like, hey, they have the same condition as I do, but it happened differently or whatever. Because with me, I lost my vision in June of 2008, and for many years we never knew the answer. But then in 2018, when we got an eye exam done for Social Security benefits, because that's what they needed, they're like, we need an eye report exam. I'm like, okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and this is when I was 18. So, and then that's when the doctor said, I know what she has, but I don't know how she got it. So I'm like, what is it? Because at least
Wow.
we'll finally know. And then that's when the doctor said I had optic nerve atrophy,
Oh.
which is
Oh.
basically something with like the optic nerve not receiving like the light or something to cause like for you to have vision for your eye or something. Sorry, I gotta look at the
Yeah, it's
definition
not
again
receiving.
because I don't remember what it
It's,
is.
it's not receiving the brain. It's not receiving the signal from the brain.
Nope, it is not. So.
But what amazes me is how what I find interesting is how you woke up one day and poof, your vision was gone.
Right.
No, literally, that's exactly what happened. I literally just woke up one morning, and it was gone. It was very
That's
scary.
crazy.
It was very
I'm
scary.
sure it was.
Yep.
And every time I tell people that story when they ask me, how'd you go blind? And I'll tell it, they literally start getting all sympathized. I'm so sorry. Why? Like, why?
Right.
I've been blind
You-
for
you-
like 13 years. Why? Like, why are you sorry about that?
You're blind. You're not stupid or invalid.
Right. Exactly. And,
But-
and speaking of Perkins, I actually went there for, at the time it was brand new, it was a program called College Access to help get prepared for college, whether if you're just graduated high school and you want to get prepared for college, or if you went to college before and you're like, it didn't work out for me, but I want to go back again. People can do it for that too.
Right.
And that's where I got that. That's how I got me prepared for where I am now. So
That's why I went to the ABLE program at the rehab center on Governor Moorhead campus, because it helped me get better, increase my training, and it helped me get new skills for jobs.
Yeah. Well, so many people, so many people have told me throughout my life, "Oh, I'm so sorry you're blind." And I'm like, it's fine.
I mean,
Right.
for real.
Right.
Like, come on now.
I'm like, we're blind and vision impaired. We're not stupid.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I should have said to them, the only thing that's blind is love. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway.
You got a point.
He kind of does. No, okay. So another thing I can't stand, especially when someone's blind or visually impaired, when someone literally like when if you're with someone and then if you're at a restaurant and someone says, "Oh yeah, what would he or she want?"
Oh yeah.
Can you ask me that question?
Right.
Right. I'm like, I can talk. I might not be able to see, but I can talk and tell you I have an idea of what I want.
Or
Mhm.
you could tell me like if they're saying like, "Ma'am, sir, like what would you like?" and it's like this other person that's with you saying, "Oh, they're talking to you," then that's fair to say because you won't know if they're talking to you or not.
Right.
So,
Are you talking to me?
are you talking to me over there? No.
So my question is, how do y'all handle those situations when you're out?
With what?
When you're going out to a restaurant, how do you
Yeah.
handle the situation of figuring out what you want to eat?
Oh, if whoever I'm with will read me the menu.
Okay, let me ask it another way. What if they stepped away, went to the restroom, and the waiter or waitress came over to you and asked you what you wanted to eat? How would you handle it?
Well, if I didn't know what I wanted yet, I would just say I need a few more minutes.
That's reasonable.
Actually, there was this one time where I went to a restaurant called 99, and I met up with. I was gonna meet up with a friend who was also blind, but she wasn't there yet. So when the waitress came up to me, I told her that I was waiting for a friend to come, and she also can't see like me. And then I showed her my cane, so she also has one of these. And they go, okay. And then she came, and then they said that, oh, someone is here to see you. And of course, she knew who they were talking about, and they brought her to the table where I was, and of course, I don't remember if they had a braille menu or not. Oh wait, no, yes they did. Yes, they did. So we asked them if they had a braille menu because not every single restaurant in the states does. They should,
No.
Right.
but they don't. But looking up for us that day, they did. So it took us a while to figure out, okay, what do we want? Because the braille menus are long. Okay, they're big. So we carefully went through those and we just did it like that. But if we didn't have the braille menu, which a lot of places don't, like I said, I would say like, okay, I'm in the mood for maybe like a pasta type of dish or something. So I would ask them, like, what kind of stuff will they have for that? And I honestly didn't think that the waitress would be willing to stand there just like read stuff to me, but she did.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was at a Ruby Tuesdays. I think I don't remember what restaurant it was, but they literally did it. So I said what I wanted, and I don't know what day I got that day because I don't remember, but because that was a
Anyway,
long
so
time ago.
that's how
there's
that's how I would handle that to answer your question.
Mm-hmm. What if you had to make a reservation ahead of time? How would you handle that? Let them know if you need assistance getting in.
Well, usually when I go to a restaurant, I go with a family member.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that family member be there to assist you.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Well, what if you didn't have the family member? What if it was just you? What if they dropped you off and said, "Okay, we'll see. Well, okay, Tom, we'll see you back at whatever." Then what? That may not have happened in real life, but let's just say if it did, what would you do?
Well, then I would ask the people in the restaurant to help me find a seat.
Okay.
More
Okay, yeah.
specifically, the hostess.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And like when the person offers to show you the way to a seat, would you ask them, "Can I take you by the arm?" or would you like try to follow them?
No, I would say, is it okay if I take your arm?
Gotcha. Makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
It depends on the person's preference.
Right.
Yeah.
Because what I don't understand is why some people are nervous about doing that.
Yeah, I'm certainly not.
I know I'm not.
Because, like, because some people get anxious about stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
How are you, Thomas, when it comes to using like assistive technology with like labeling, just everyday assistive technology? Like, what do you use?
Well, I use my iPad and I use my iPhone.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How long have you been using that before?
Well, I learned how to use the iPad in 2015, and then I got my first iPhone in September of 2015,
Wow.
and that was the iPhone 4S, and it sucked.
That's the one I started with.
Me too.
It did suck.
It was
did
slow.
suck.
It was slow as hell.
Yeah, I only had that phone for a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because it kept freezing.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I got the 7 Plus. I'm about to upgrade it.
I have a 12 mini.
So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and of course, then I also have my Apex, which I write my stories on, which I forgot to say. So yeah.
Hey, at least you remembered.
oh, okay. Yeah, you did.
And if people don't know what the heck an Apex is, it's a product that Humanware used to make.
Oh, they used to make it. They don't make it anymore.
Nope. No, they don't.
I wonder why they stopped making it.
That's why if it ever breaks, my story career will be over.
Well, technically no, because if you invest into something like a Bluetooth keyboard, which can also help you with typing wise, you can connect that to the iPad and use like either the Notes app or download Pages, which is like the Apple version of Microsoft Word on the iPad. You can type stories that way too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's honestly not hard to learn. It's really not. Even you can do
No,
that.
it's not.
I've had the Apex since March of 2011.
Wow.
Wow. Because to be honest with you, I didn't think I was able to learn voiceover and stuff like that on the phone or the computer, but I did. I picked it up easily.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cause y'all gotta remember when I was growing up, there was no such thing as like internet and stuff like that to teach you
I,
where you
I
can
mean,
learn stuff.
it is 10 years old, so I hate to say it, but it could break at any time. I mean, hopefully it won't break for a long time, but yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Do you have a interest at all in the future to get a guide dog?
no.
Why is that?
Well, you have to have good mobility skills to have a guide dog, and my mobility skills are not good. So,
Well,
Oh.
the first part is admit that you don't have a super strong suit in mobility. Because for me, I know I don't. At least like in an unfamiliar area,
yeah,
I'm like lost as a spring
my
chicken.
my mobility skills suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine do too. Unless if I like practice at the route like every week or whatever. If I don't do that, I'm like literally going to forget like the whole entire area. I was like,
Yep.
yeah, I've done this before, but it's been so long.
Yeah. Because even somebody like me that has some vision, mobility is still hard because you have to learn the areas, the streets, where the lights are,
Right,
the corners and everything.
right,
Mm-hmm.
And even like if you're using a bus, you have to learn what buses are, what the bus route.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So there's that.
Hmm.
Okay, still none. Okay.
What's some of the favorite features on your iPad or phone that you like to use, Thomas?
Um, well, I well on my iPad I use StreamYard a lot,
Hmm.
YouTube, Facebook, Messenger, WhatsApp, all those apps.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
you're pretty familiar. You're very familiar with how to use like the voiceover gestures and stuff like that on the phone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, voiceover on the phone is very easy. On the Mac, not so much.
Yeah.
At least not to me, at least.
Yeah. The Mac is not easy to learn.
So, of course, you said that, of course, you're completely blind, and that. Did you say that you're really strong with Braille or no?
no, I can read Braille, but I'm not a fluent Braille reader. I'm actually a better auditory listener.
Okay, so you would prefer like
Okay.
audiobooks over the Braille copies?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Well, I don't blame you for two reasons. One, the audiobook's probably cheaper than the Braille book. And two,
Yep.
it's like one or two tapes versus 17, 18 volumes in
Yep.
Braille.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I read a
So,
lot of a lot of audiobooks on YouTube. So
Hmm.
oh yeah, that works too.
Yep.
Because like some stories, they're available in audio format on YouTube. Sometimes you got to go to like the e-books or whatever. So it just depends on like what book,
because I
like
don't
what
feel
type of
like
books you want to read.
I don't feel like paying for books all the time with the Lady A. So yeah.
I don't blame you.
Right. I don't blame you either. I really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't at least.
Have you ever tried to use the Bard mobile app, Thomas?
Yeah, I use that. I use that app as well.
Mm-hmm.
I use Bookshare because I still had the account that I had back from like high school and the college access program, so I logged into that on the computer to get the Microsoft Word document versions of the books, and then I actually logged into Bookshare on the Victor Reader, so I read books that way too.
There you go.
So there's that.
Yeah. And Haley, you just mentioned the Victor Reader stream. What exactly is that?
So the Victor Reader stream is similar to I think it's called the Book Note Plus or whatever. I forgot what the heck that one's called, but it's
Hmm.
similar to that one. It's just like a small rectangle size book reader, and you have like two different voices that you could pick from. It's a male and a female one. I forgot what the names are. I think the female
Mhm.
one's called Heather. I use the guy voice because it sounds better. And you can download podcast on there. You can do internet radio stations on there. And
Interesting.
of course you can download books, whether if it's your Bookshare account, Bard mobile account, or whatever. You just gotta remember the login information for it. So,
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
and the way it's laid out is that there's the number pad, you know, like it is on the phone,
hmm
130 plus your star and pound sign. And then there is like a tactile horizontal line underneath the number pad, and then under that is a sleep button, and then your arrows for like fast forward and rewind. Then there's a square button in the middle where it's play and pause,
Gotcha.
and you mainly use the play and pause for like your podcast. So,
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
and I got that from the commission because
Cool.
those things are not cheap. They're like $300 or $350.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not
that's,
cheap.
that's expensive.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
So you go through the commission for all that stuff.
Yeah, I actually even have a braille display from them, but I didn't bring that with me, like down here, because
Mhm.
I still gotta actually learn how to get like the braille to actually respond on the computer. Because sometimes, like when I would use like the button on the slide to like move down line by line, sometimes
Mhm.
it doesn't respond. And it's a whole different braille display. It's actually the Focus 40, which I never before the commission I never used that one. The only ones I ever used was the Refresher Braille 18 and the Braille Edge.
Oh, that Braille Edge 40. Yeah, I know
The
exactly
Braille
what you're
Edge
talking
40
about.
was great. I loved that one.
Yeah, that's easy to use.
Yeah, but yeah, and this one's it's the Focus 40. It's a little bit different,
hmm
just a little bit, not by much. Still the same amount of cells, just like the layout's kind of different.
Hmm.
So
Nice.
So what what exactly would you say could help people if they don't know how to ask for assistance for help? They're like scared how to do it. How would you tell them to approach that?
I would say practice first, meaning if you're scared about something like, let's just say, if you're going to go to a restaurant and you have to ask the hostess to help you find a seat, use that for an example. Well, first, practice what you want to say before you go to the restaurant. You know, talk to yourself and practice on yourself. And then when you feel comfortable enough, you know, then go to the restaurant and ask for help.
there you go.
That's what I would suggest.
Yeah. And just, at least from what you can remember back from school, like with the self-advocacy lessons and how, and like just like how to approach stuff, like while being blind or visually impaired. Because like for sighted people, it's like super easy. If you see a person, they'll say, "Excuse me, like may I have help?" or whatever.
Right.
But if you're blind or visually impaired, you won't either A, you won't know if someone's there if they're not like not talking to somebody or not making any verbal signs, or you just simply just don't know what to say because you're like, how do I ask? Because you know some people they might say, "I'm sorry, I can't help you," because they'll see you with the cane, then they're like, "Yeah, I don't know what to like I can't help you," because they won't know what to do.
Right.
That does happen. That does happen.
And if that does happen, how would you explain to them how to help you?
I would explain to them that the cane that I have it just helps me like not run into things, and if you're comfortable, may I please take your elbow so you can guide me, which is sighted guide, and they're and so far when I've done that they said sure, of course, and I did that and they got me to where I need to be. Because
Well-
I did try to follow the person one time. It did not work because I couldn't keep up with them. So
They were
That's-
moving too fast.
yeah, and if I'm in an unfamiliar area, I will not be going as fast as I normally do. So,
Now, another thing you can do is like, let's just say if you take Uber to the restaurant, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could ask your Uber driver, "Would you mind helping me into the restaurant and helping me find a seat?" And they might do it.
that's happened to me plenty of times, and it does
Mhm.
work.
Yep.
See, yep, that definitely works.
Huh?
Yeah.
Because
And
most
how?
of the time I got
Okay.
good drivers too, so
Right.
some of them they're just like, no, I got another person to pick up. I'm like, okay, thank you for the ride, and then I
But then
just
you
move
get,
on.
but then
So,
you get those really nice Uber drivers who will do it.
oh yeah,
Yep.
but
hmm
yep.
And how would you? Let me ask you this: how would y'all handle someone who you felt like was being disrespectful? Like they would constantly be in your way. You're trying to get past them. You're trying to let them know. Like if you're going to your table, or if you in a mall, in a store somewhere, trying to find something.
If they're being disrespectful, I'd say, "Excuse me, I'm trying to get through."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or I would say like, "Excuse me, I'm trying to get through. I can't see, and I don't want to run into you."
Right.
Right.
And if they just stand there like a lump on a log, and you keep hitting them, like because you're trying to get around them, and they say, "Oh, like well you're running into me," and then and then of course I'll say to myself, I'm like, I asked you politely to move, so
Right.
I can't get around you if you don't move.
Now, me personally, I would tell them I did just tell you that I'm visually impaired or blind. What's
Right.
the
Exactly. So
yeah? Because I've had experience with that myself.
Yeah.
I was at a restaurant trying to get through because they had called my name for my table, and these people kept standing there. And luckily, the person that was with me was able to keep the situation calm and let it go down.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, but that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that is very good indeed. Thomas,
Yeah.
what do you? And I should have asked this at the beginning, but I did not. What are you interested of doing for work, like in the future?
I'd
Because
like
I
to.
think you said before that you were looking for work before.
Yeah.
So,
I'd
what are
like
you
to.
interested in?
Well, I'm a people person, so I'd like to. I'd love to get a job answering the phone.
So, like the front desk jobs.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Chris,
Yes.
I'm not trying to make a kind of somewhat funny coincidence, but isn't that something that you want to
Yeah.
do too?
Pretty much.
I mean,
Yeah. Pretty much.
Hmm.
see, two great minds think alike. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I,
man.
I couldn't resist. I was like, wait, really? That's cool, because that's what he wants to do too.
Nice.
Oh man.
Cause you know what?
Hmm?
Since we have the experience in technology, places try places like AT&T or something like that where you can teach people how to use their phones.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or like the iPads, or like the extra stuff like the braille displays, or any book readers, or the Bluetooth keyboards, or
Right.
anything like that.
Yeah.
Because
So.
every time you go to a store and you pick up a phone, you don't have the worker or the customer service telling people about how to use it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All, the, all they doing is trying to get it activated for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Tom, you said you want to help people, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a people person, so I think answering the phone would be. I'd love to get that kind of that job answering the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about working in like a front desk, like a hotel or something like that? Would you be interested in doing something like that?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty easy, because like usually with like hotels, like the front desk would be like nearby the front door, and I
Mm-hmm.
would think if people were working at the front desk, there'd be like a bathroom nearby. I mean, I don't really know that because I don't know, but there could be.
Mm-hmm.
And then find the cafeteria or like where you would have lunch. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't be far away either. So
Right.
the mobility routes would be pretty simple in that matter.
Yep. Because sometimes like the restaurants and stuff are right there in the front lobby, depending where you at.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yep, that's true.
what advice do you have to tell for people to be able to get on through school and life like it's work? Being good.
I would say put yourself out there and do the best you can.
Mhm.
That's what I would say.
What about you, Hayden?
I would just say, just don't be nervous about like trying something different. Don't be nervous to ask for help. I mean, you might think, oh, it's the end of the world if I ask for help. No, it's not. It's okay. I mean, I don't know everything. I definitely don't know
Right.
everything. So.
Yeah, exactly.
I certainly don't know everything.
Yeah. I don't either.
Wait a minute. You don't? I thought you two. I thought guys were. I thought every single guy in the world knew every single little thing. No, I'm kidding.
Nah.
I'm
The
kidding.
devil is
guys.
alive.
I'm totally kidding, guys.
Yeah, no.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
I thought guys were smart. I thought they knew everything. No.
Oh, we smart, but we not. But I don't know about the whole genius part.
Nah.
Oh man. I literally could not resist. I think you guys figured that out. Okay.
Mhm.
Hey, if I was a genius, I probably wouldn't have to work.
Exactly.
Huh. Or you could find like a really like good job that they'll pay a lot of money. Because there's some
Yeah.
jobs that are like that.
Or if I was a genius, I could work on small engines.
Yep. Do
That's
something.
funny. Oh, shut your mouth.
Well, that's his apex.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Did
That
you?
it is.
I'm actually wondering now since that just occurred. Do you have
Yeah.
enough battery life on that thing?
Yeah, I do. It's at 99%.
Would you mind? Would you mind giving a little demonstration of how to use it?
Not at all. Sure.
I mean, hey, I think it'd be interesting for people to know,
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
because not everybody knows about that.
Well, what do you want me to do with the darn thing?
Explain about like how you would like how to navigate it, like anything
Alright.
that you can describe how you're using it.
All right. Well, so the Apex is like a Perkins Brailler, except it's a, the best way I can explain it is it's an an electrogen. Oh, yeah, an electronic version of the Brailler. So it has 8 keys instead of
Mhm.
6, and so the extra keys are the backspace key and the enter key, and oh, shut up. So you can use it for like writing things down, you checking your emails, going on Google, searching up stuff, that kind of stuff.
So
So I'll show you. Let's just say if you wanted to look up something on Google, right?
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
So for those of you who, so I use the BT keyboard. Some people use what they call a QT keyboard. I think that's a computer keyboard, but I don't know. But
That's what it sounds like.
the BT keyboard is, I guess they call it a Braille keyboard.
Right.
From how I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I'm gonna turn it on, and to get to Google, the dots for that would be dots space with dots 4. So right now we're at the main menu. internet. Now you press the enter key, which is next to the .6 key. And you press enter. Now, to search in the text field, you'd press space with dots 4 and 6. Now you type whatever you want to type.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Do you... Now, of course, I've used a Braille Apex, where at the bottom it's like a Braille display where the Braille is displayed on the bottom, like where you, like whatever you type, it appears. So, of course, with the Voice Note Apex, I assume it doesn't do that, it just speaks, right?
Correct. There's no thumb keys or Braille display.
So is that hard for you in a way? Because some people, they might type so fast where...
No, not at all. No.
Okay.
So I assume you have really good listening skills then.
Oh yeah. Although when I write my stories, well, I'll just say to the world at large, because I'm not ashamed of this at all, I'm a terrible speller. I'm a great writer, but I'm a terrible speller.
I couldn't resist. I couldn't. Because I know the scenario he's talking about. Oh my god. If you want me to say it, Thomas, I can, because it's still funny, but if not, then I won't.
I mean, everybody.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so at the time, I was editing one of Thomas's stories. Keep in mind, he didn't ask me to do it. I offered. So, right before I was getting ready to edit one of his stories, I wanted to show my aunt. And she says, "Haley Elizabeth." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "This is beyond horrible." I mean, no disrespect, Thomas, but she's not wrong.
No, I find it hilarious.
It was hilarious. I'm like, wow, just because of course I would show, her and Thomas when I'm done editing. I'm like, this is the before copy, which is how Thomas wrote it, and this is the after copy, and it looks much nicer.
But you know what though, everybody has flaws.
It was hilarious though. I couldn't resist.
Yeah.
I mean, because think about it. If we were all perfect, this world would be boring.
Yes, it would.
Very.
Yes, it would.
So that's the apex for you.
Mm-hmm. You've had that same one for years.
Huh?
You've had that same thing. You've had that for years now.
I've had it since March of 2011.
Wow.
10 years.
Wow, that's a good long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He had that thing ever since that was my very first year of me going to a blind school.
Nah.
Dang, I feel old.
Oh man.
Oh jeez. Oh.
But
Oh man.
question.
Yo.
What do you think the benefits are of going to a blind school?
Well, you learn how to pretty much learn everything. You know, you learn how to be independent. You learn how to cook, clean, all that stuff.
What about you, Hayden?
I apologize. What was the question?
I said, what do you think the benefits are of going to a blind school?
Well, every person is different. Some people that are blind or visually impaired, they love public school more. Some people love a blind school more. But for me, I don't regret going to Governor Moorhead. And the reason why, it's because I met people who are blind or visually impaired like me. Of course, different eye conditions and such. I was able to participate in stuff like sports, band, choir, just anything that you most likely would not be able to in a public high school because they don't have the resources. And of course we had Braille and O&M provided on our IEPs, so not every student had Braille in their IEPs, but I did, and I'm glad I did because I was still learning.
Right.
So there was just a lot of opportunity for me there, and I'm glad I went.
Because you started going there, what, 4th grade?
6.
6? Okay.
I went there from Monday, November 7th, 2011, until Friday, June 8th, 2018, when I graduated.
Hmm.
I got introduced to the mobility cane in Braille in 4th grade at Sherwood Elementary. That's what
Oh,
you're
that's
probably
what,
thinking
okay.
about.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Because I went blind in the 3rd grade, so like a year later, that's when I got introduced to stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So you had to go through a whole year of not having that technology, huh? Not having that issue.
It was rough.
I'm not surprised.
But I got through it, though, but it was rough.
You did. That that just shows that people like us can be independent and strong-willed people.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
sure.
Anything else? Other questions? Anything you want to talk about? Haley?
Ooh, I got something. Thomas,
Yeah.
what do you want anyone who would be listening to this in the future, whenever they listen to us, what do you want people to know about you as a person and about you as a YouTuber since you do YouTube? What do you want people to know about you for both those perspectives?
Well, I just, I'm a really happy person. I'm a really positive person. I love life. I love socializing, making new friends. As for YouTube, I just want, I really, do videos for my subscribers. I try to provide the best content for my subscribers. I mean, yeah, I enjoy doing videos for myself, but I really enjoy doing videos for my subscribers. So,
Gotcha.
yes.
Hey, I respect it.
I do too. I do too.
Is is there any upcoming changes to either one of your channels that people need to know about?
What was that?
I said, is there any upcoming changes or videos or anything that people need to know about that's coming up?
No changes, no. But I will say, if you all don't mind, definitely please subscribe to my channel, Doing Everything Blind. I greatly would appreciate it. And Chris and Haley, I want to thank you guys very, very much for having me on your channel. I greatly appreciate it.
No
Oh, yeah.
problem. We are glad to have you.
Yep. What about you, Hayden? What's coming up?
Sometime later this evening, when we're done with the second stream that we're gonna do at 4 o'clock, which is with Third Eye Vision. So for Anthony from Third Eye Vision. So please stay tuned for that. I'm going to record or a redone, better sounding acapella version of a cover that I'm gonna do. I don't know which one yet, and that will be posted tomorrow. So
Cool.
you guys can stay tuned for that.
Yep.
Yeah, and
clearly this guy loves my covers.
hopefully you'll upload. Hopefully you'll upload the video with you and Katie hanging out.
Yeah, I recorded a video of that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
He recorded it last Friday, a week ago from yesterday.
I love Chris's reactions every time when I talk about a cover. He goes, "Cool." That clearly explains about how much he loves the covers, and I appreciate that immensely. So, and of course, when I get back home, because I'm not actually home, but when I am, I'll start doing keyboard cover videos. So not just like the improvisation keyboard videos that I've done. I mean, like actually like attempting to learn a song. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys will find those entertaining, I hope. For your liking. So, yeah.
Any last words of encouragement or advice for the people?
Thomas?
Well, I would just say, if you're starting out on YouTube, what I would suggest is just be yourself. Don't try to be anyone else. Just be yourself. And do what you want to do, because the beauty of it is it's your channel. So, hey, if you want to do 10 jumping jacks, do 10. No, I'm just kidding. But what I'm saying is it's your channel. So, hey, do what you want with it. And Don't ever let anyone tell you what you should do with your channel. They can make suggestions. That's fine, but don't listen to people who say, "Oh, you need to do this or you need to do that." Just do what you do and have fun with it.
Right.
Who used
As
to
long-
do 10 jumping jacks? Oh my god. There used to be somebody who actually did do that. Like, here's my video for the day, 10 jumping jacks. No.
Yeah, somebody would actually do that though.
If it was like an exercise channel, sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. I stay away from those.
I bet you would.
I stay away from those channels.
For me,
I'm
and of
allergic
course,
to exercise. Not.
I bet you are. You sneeze all the time. Achoo.
Mm.
No. So, with me, and I said this at the end of every one of my song cover videos. If you think you don't have a talent, then that's false. Because anyone does, whether if it's doing cooking, cleaning, singing, dancing, standing on your head for 5 hours. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that, because that would hurt. If you're really flexible, then I'd be impressed. But no. Just, like I always say in my videos, everyone has a talent, every skill is a talent, which is so true. So, if you think you're not talented at all, you are in some way.
And just always remember, you might not have physical vision, but the vision of your mind always keeps you going.
Especially mine. Mine's super bright as the sun. No, I'm kidding. No, it's not that bright, but I guess. Oh man. Alrighty. Well, thank you again, Thomas, for coming on.
Yeah,
Again.
thanks so much. This was great. Thank you, Chris,
Yep.
very much.
No problem.
And again, please stay tuned for 4 p.m. Eastern Free Central for Anthony from Third Eye Visions. Please like the channel, give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please share the channel, and please also subscribe to Low Vision Technology on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts, and we'll see you guys later this afternoon at 4.
Take care, guys.
Have a
Bye,
good day.
guys.
Bye-bye.